So the first topic I'm going to talk about is that Netflix has dropped out of the race to buy Warner Brothers. Paramount is going to be the studio that gets Warner Brothers. And look, it sucks to see that Warner Brothers isn't going to, you're not going to have another movie studio anymore. And do I think Paramount is like the perfect choice to get Warner Brothers? I don't think it's perfect because at the end of the day, I don't want to lose another movie studio because you get less movies. Between the two, though, I'd rather it be Paramount that gets Warner Brothers than Netflix because two reasons. One is Netflix's track record with original movies. They make a lot of crappy movies, original movies wise, and I don't really. The quality of movies isn't that great. Like once in a while, they put out a movie, and I go like, "That was fun, or great." 99% of the time, Netflix movies are crap. So the quality when it comes to how many good movies they put out to how many bad movies, they don't have the greatest like track record quality wise. The biggest thing for me though is Netflix is a streaming service. They make movies for streaming. Like they're not making movies for theaters. And I know the boss of Netflix said that they would they would change them they would change their model. And maybe they would have. And there's definitely a chance they would have changed their model and done more theoretical movies. Like I know they do like with some of the movies they've done at most like 3 weeks in theaters where you had Guillermo del Frankenstein movie in theaters for like 3 weeks or something like that. So they do limited release with some of the movies. I just didn't really trust Netflix though personally, and it's just even though they say they were going to, if they got Warner Brothers, they would put out more movies in theaters, and they would honor the theoretical one of movies. I just I just didn't trust they were going to do that personally. And I feel more comfortable a movie studio getting a movie studio than a streaming service getting a movie studio. Because of the fact, like I said, Netflix makes movies for streaming service. They don't make movies for theaters. And I totally understand they said they would change their model and they probably would have. For me personally though, I I prefer Paramount being the one that gets Warner Brothers they officially have now than a streaming service. That I like. It's the to me Paramount is the lesser of two evils when it comes to movies being in theaters and not killing the theoretical one with shortening the theoretical one. That's just personally my thoughts on that. Like I'm more happy with Paramount getting Warner Brothers than Netflix personally getting Warner Brothers because they make movies for a streaming service and they're a streaming service, not a movie studio. So we'll see where it goes. Like I know one of the things they said they all want to keep James Gunn around in charge of DC. So I don't think that's going to change. And I'm curious if how much like because I think we're still going to get less movies. I know Paramount said I think they're going to try to put out like 30 movies a year or something like that with buying Warner Brothers. We'll see it if they stick with that. Like either way, it sucks that we're losing Warner Brothers because I don't want to lose another movie studio. For me personally, though, I like I said, I prefer Net. I mean, I prefer Paramount being the one to buy Warner Brothers, not Netflix. So I'm personally glad that it was Paramount, not Netflix, a streaming service buying Warner Brothers. The next thing I want to talk about is that Scream 7, which you can go check out my review. That's going to be on my channel. Scream 7 had the biggest opening for a Scream movie. Domestically, it opened to 64 and has made 97 worldwide so far. So, even though if you go check my review for this movie, I did not like this movie. It's the first bad Scream movie in my opinion. Fans showed up for it, and bringing back the original cast paid off. So, and I'm curious if it's going to take a big drop off though with the negative, with the fact it's getting negative reviews from critics. It does. I think it does have in the 70s, like 77. I think it's a score or somewhere in the 70s. It does have actually a good audience score where audience seem to be having fun with it. So I'm curious. This is like one of those movies that's going to be like where the fans and audience are going to where it's going to where it's going to give this movie like not too much of a bad drop off in the second week. I could see this movie taking a big drop off. At the end of the day, though, I do think they're going to do a Scream 8. They've talked about they have ideas for Scream 8, and I do think they're going to do a Ace one with this because this movie was only made for 45. It's made 97 so far. It had a big opening for a Scream movie. I definitely think they're going to do a Scream 8 because of how low the budget was for this and how it had the biggest opening for the movie in the franchise. I'm happy for people who enjoyed or love Scream 7. I'm happy to see a movie do well. I can just say, for me personally, I don't have any interest going forward with this franchise after how bad this one was and the direction they're going. I hope the next one's better. So at the end of the day, look, I'm happy for fans that enjoyed or love this movie. I'm happy for the movie doing well, even if I don't like the movie personally. Also, the projections have come out for Project Hail Mary and Ready or Not, Here I Come. It's the two movies I'm excited for. So the next topic I'm going to talk about is the projections that have come out for these movies. Project Hail Mary, which I've got tickets to advance screening with one of my friends on the site for that, is tracking between 55 to 60. And then Ready or Not, Here I Come, which I'm excited for that movie. I love the first Ready or Not. It's tracking for an 11 million opening. I think overall, when it comes to the tracking for these movies, I don't think this is good for Project Hail Mary. The tracking for this, this is low because Project Hail Mary's budget was 150, and plus you have to count the marketing with that, so probably close to 200. Like I don't, it's not 200 the budget for the movie. It's 150. If you count the marketing with that, though, it's more than 150. And I just think 55 to 60 is not a good opening for a movie that costs in the middle of the hundreds plus marketing. I'm not surprised by this though, because of the fact that I think the trailers have been great for this. This feels like one of those movies though where I felt like even though I love the trailers, I don't think a lot of people are gonna go out and see it. It's like 55 to 60 opening is great if a movie had like modest, like a lower budget or a small budget. When your movie costs 150 though plus marketing, this isn't really a good opening. I hope with the fact that I know there's been reactions that have come out from It calling it fantastic, calling one of guys' best performances. So I'm glad to hear that with the reactions for this. I'm hoping that if the movie ends up being great when I go and see it, that word of mouth spreads for this movie because I think word of mouth is what's gonna help this movie if it can get a strong word of mouth. Because the way it's tracking right now isn't good for the budget for this movie. I hope tracking is proven wrong. If I come out movie going like it's a good to fantastic movie, then I hope this is one of those movies where word of mouth catches. Because I'm really excited for this movie. When it comes to Whether or Not Here I Come, tracking for 11 million opening, I can't really say whether that's good or not because I don't know what the budget is for the movie. I'm assuming it's not too high. I know the first Whether or Not didn't make a whole lot of money. I'm excited for the new one, so I can't really say whether this is good tracking wise for this movie. If the buzz is low for this, it I hope the budget is low for this one, so it doesn't have to make a lot. If the buzz is high though, this isn't really a good opening for Whether or Not Here I Come. Again, I'm not sure what the budget is for this movie. It's tracking for 11 million. I'm excited for the movie for Whether or Not because I love the first one. So we'll see how it does. The next topic I'm going to talk about is that Matrix 5 has been confirmed that they are doing a fifth Matrix movie. With, I think it was the writer that confirmed it apparently. Uh, Project Hail Mary's Drew Garner. The writer Project Hail Mary confirmed that they are doing a Matrix 5. I'm going to be honest, I have zero excitement for a new Matrix movie. I didn't like any of the Matrix sequels. I love the original Matrix movie. That movie's fantastic. Great movie. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Keanu Reeves movies. I just didn't like any of the sequels for the Matrix franchise at all. I didn't like Reloaded, didn't like Revolutions, didn't like the last one, the fourth one. So I have zero excitement to see a new Matrix movie. I hope it ends up being good. I hope this is like one of those things where I hear like people saying, "Oh, the new Matrix movie is gonna when it eventually comes out that it's really good." It's that people are like, "Oh, this is a really good, great movie." I hope so. I hope it ends up being good. I just don't have any excitement for a new Matrix movie. The Matrix franchise to me is like how I feel about like the Pirates franchise, where it's like I love the first one, didn't like any of the sequels. Or even the Jurassic franchise, where I love the first one, and I enjoyed some of the sequels, and then the last like four, I think it was like the last three, I didn't like at all. And that has been a great Jurassic film since there was no. The Matrix is one of those franchises, like the Pirates franchise or the Jurassic franchise, where I just don't have any excitement for a new movie in this franchise. Like I said, I hope it ends up being good. I just don't have any excitement personally for a new Matrix movie. So that's all the movie topics today. Until next time, movie fans.